Hi guys, it's day 550, and we're starting the stream. Hi everyone, happy to see you, everyone. I will mention you real quick. Those who I see in the chat right away, I like to do it. I hope you like it too. Let me know if you don't, but it's a pleasant 50, I must say. Just a second, I'm gonna pause myself there. Okay, done. Lord Farm, hello, and hail. Tuna Otterson, hi guys. Silly Wonka, Pat Challen. Who else? Carolyn G, Caitlin R, Cinnamon, Armand, Michelle Ferguson, hi. Who am I missing? Dutch Lion. Happy to see you guys. How was your week? Mine was pretty hard, I must say. We'll get to that, but still alive, you see, and I guess almost fully healthy. So it's already a good result, right? Not that bad. Aussie T, hi, how you doing? Happy to see you too. Who else do we have there? Hungry Ghost, hello. Great Britain to UA. Jonk, hi. Lynn S, hi, how you doing? Stephen Barnes, hello, says Stephen Barnes. Care Bear Gratitude, hello. Slava Ukraini, hi. Hubert, hello. Nancy Ruiz Perez, hello. Yvonne Way, Miriam Ward. Hi guys. Carl Green just became a Javelin for 4 months. Wow, Carl Green, thank you very much. It's very generous. Andreas Lach, hello. Hey community, says Andreas. Is it Lach or Lach? Like the Polish one, the Polish name. But the letters would be different, right? Candy Cane, hello. Hello everyone, guys. Please like this stream. This will help with engagement. I see 40 likes already, 41, and thank you for the likes. We can definitely do 100 in just 5 minutes, right? As we usually do. Another month towards victory, says Carl Green. Yeah. Hi, Silver Earth. Have you already chosen the pipe that they have there, the site? Hi, Michael. How you doing? Tink or Tinke Tinke? Is it or Tink Tink? How do I pronounce your name? Hello. We are, as always, I mean, you guys are, as always, active in the chat. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. So, it's been a week of interesting news. For example, Prigozhin is finally dead. I congratulate you with that, guys. It's actually a great gift from Putin to us. I hope, I mean, I know that, and I'm like 99% sure that he's against this. And it's his typical method, you know, when they are just calming down the society so they forget about Prigozhin bit by bit. Then they just post one video of him being in Africa, like nothing is wrong. And then almost a couple of days after, he is dying in his plane. Plane is fallen, and we are all watching that on the video. Pretty awesome. I gotta get back to the chat and say hi to Cheryl Waitley. Hi Cheryl. Hi Silvonka already mentioned you. El Chicano, hello. How you doing? Trevor Shi or Shia or Shia. Okay, hello. Hey M Dao. Hi Rick. Never got a notification for your stream, lad. But I'm here as I knew you had a stream. Yeah, it's just a emoji was covering the word there. Stream at 5:30 Scottish time. Yeah, always the same time, so it would be easy to get here even without a notification. I try to do that. Mind Drop, hello. Taste, Luca. It's a pretty hard name, but Taste or Taste. I will call you like that. Please tell me what's the right pronunciation of your name. Happy Independence Day, Ukraine, even a bit late, says Taste. Congratulations for good operative for little Crimean beach party. Oh yeah, this was amazing. We got a jump to the news because there was a lot happening this week, and I want you guys to hear it again from me because, of course, we all know the news, but discussing them with you is something that is pretty interesting. It wasn't me. Hello, how you doing? Pete Walton. Hello. Who else didn't I mention? I mentioned everyone already, I guess. Awesome. And then all the new people will be mentioned. I'll try to keep up with that. So today, guys, we're gonna have Alex Kinnish with us in about 50 minutes. Yes, in about 50 minutes. He's gonna join us, and today the stream is gonna be around 3 hours long because Kitty is not doing well again. And actually, for all the week, she wasn't doing well, and yeah, I gotta get her to the hospital because doctor didn't give her the shot that prevents puking, and she puked everything she ate, including the meds, the little pill that she swallowed there 2 hours ago in the hospital. I was getting her to clinic. They made her 4 shots. In 4 injections and one little pill, like 1/3 of a pill, which is an antibiotic, and she is gonna need to be treated with this for 10 days if nothing new appears. But she was getting some new symptoms. Yesterday we took the blood samples, and she is getting worse. I mean, the indicator for her kidneys, it is the one that's called creatinine, which is creatinine, if it's the same name in English. But yeah, it's way above the latest rates. It was like her maximum before was 260, and now it's 300, and fuck. That's too much, and she doesn't want to eat much. We've been trying to fight that. She also has diarrhea all the time, and we are not able to yeah, defeat that. Yeah, that's the word. So yeah, guys, that's the news about my kitty. They're not really good, and it's been almost a month that we're treating her, and unfortunately, it's only getting more complex. Like we're fighting one thing and something new is added, I guess, because her immune system is getting worse because of all the antibiotics and other meds. We're trying to keep up with everything that appears, but oh shit, it's not getting very much better. Some days she starts to poop normally without diarrhea, but then next day it comes back again. Then she doesn't want to eat the new cat food, and we gotta switch to the new cat food every 2 days because she eats it, then she is getting sick. She wants to puke, and she is now not eating that one ever. A lot of different guesses from doctors, a lot of, I'm not sure that speculations is the word that could be used here, but I would say that they don't actually know what's happening with her. They are guessing, and they have around 3 different diagnoses. I mean, they're sure that her right kidney is now super small, like I don't know, 1 centimeter in diameter, but she is uh yeah, that's the problem that's gonna stay with her till the end of her life. And I see the question from Chris Winkler: how old is she? She's only 5 years old. She's pretty young. But yeah, we started. I mean, she started to getting okay. We have had no signs, but a month ago she started eating less, and then she stopped at some moment, and we saw that she was bad. We went to the hospital, and they found a severe inflammation of her right kidney. And after that, we've been treating that, but some new symptoms started to appear, and fuck, that's been Has been hard. So I'm like the general mood is exhaustion. Yes, I'm exhausted as fuck, and she is too. And of course, my wife is exhausted too, and it's been it's been a crazy month, and it's still just I see it just like the beginning. I'm not sure that we're gonna make it out of there soon. Thank you for being here with me, guys, and helping me with your words of support and with donations for Kitty too. So, like this past week, we've been spending less, but because she was home at home, so thankfully we are not like. I mean, of course, expenses are growing, but I think it's more manageable at the moment. Still, we don't know what is expecting of us, but we're gonna fight those problems when they're gonna come, and not before that, because you know how it works. Okay, guys, I'm sorry that I brought you such sad news, but that's the reality. That's my current life. Sometimes it feels like a nightmare, I won't lie. Sometimes, like today, I just want to scream bloody murder. I'm not showing it now, but damn it, I am pretty much on the edge. Hi, Nightcraft. Hi, Gail Roberts again. Sorry, I already said hi to you. But guys, you know that we're always fundraising here on the stream, and I just wanted to mention that and remind you that El Greco is in need of a thermal scope for his rifle. It costs 107,000 hryvnias. It's about what, $3,000, right? Pretty expensive one. But it's a military grade, so he's gonna see those bastards in the night, and he might be even sending us some footages from that scope someday. He told me that today, that he might. I really hope that he can, but if not, it's totally fine. Um, okay, guys. So El Greco, let me show you. First, let me show you, if you forgot how he looks. Let me just quickly show you El Greco. He's here. There he is. And also, he's there on the channel on my channel. In community tab, I was giving you the report of the shit, I forgot how they are called. Yeah, the sniper stocks, the rifle stocks. You see, 5 stocks. We bought him, and he made another photo with them. It was a pretty awesome fundraiser. Thank you, guys, and he is very grateful to you too. And now he needs that thermal scope. We're almost there. I'm hoping to close this fundraiser today. We're only 20,000 away from the goal, hryvnias, of course, and it's about $600 to $700, right? This means it's totally manageable. Second fundraiser you see on the screen is for it only lacks 2,270 hryvnias, which is about $60. So we're definitely gonna be helping to that guy. So I'm gonna show him to you. This guy needs a controller for the drone. I'm not sure if it's an FPV drone or they've lost the controller for Mavic, because on the second photo he is with Mavic, but it says that he needs the one for the shit. Sorry, I don't actually know how this word translates. The not the bomber drone, but the, like, we call it udarny drone, which is hitting drone, the drone that hits something, which means usually FPV, but sometimes when the drone is dropping something, like Mavics do sometimes, they we call them that too. So it is actually, it could be both, but I guess it's FPV. So who this guy is? He is the friend of my friend's sister. Yes, I have a friend who actually helps me with dubs, and she asked me to help her sister to raise these money, and it is only 10,000 hryvnias, which is around $300, and we can easily help them, right? Okay. Tune asks me if the Monobank is a direct payment. Yes, it is a direct payment. So if you guys use the Monobank link, which is in the description of this stream, both of them, for both fundraisers, you will be donating directly to these jars, to the progress bars, no, to these progress bars, these progress bars you see on the screen. And if you are not going to be able to do that because sometimes Monobank doesn't work with foreign countries, right? With some countries, I guess, or some countries doesn't support Monobank. I guess is going to be more correct. Then you can send money to my PayPal, and in the end of the stream, I will be just redirecting them to these jars, as I usually do. And okay, this guy serves in 241st Brigade of the Territorial Defense of Ukraine. You know the Territorial Defense, right? They're actually part of the Armed Forces of Ukraine officially, so they're not like some voluntary formations without financing, right, from the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine. They are actually part of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. So that's where this guy serves. My friend El Greco serves in, the border guard, and today he finally set the number of his battalion. No, it's actually a brigade, sorry. So here's the jar. You see 8,000 just like on the progress bar. Progress bars are instantly updating when I'm sending the money there. When the money are getting into the jar, you will see it updated. I see 118 people on the stream. Welcome, guys. I'm happy to see you. And how many likes do we have? Let's check. 107. Wow, that's a great result. Thank you. Can we do 150, please? We'll be grateful to you. Oh, a new interview just appeared here. Volodymyr Zelensky was interviewed by one famous Ukrainian journalist, which is kind of controversial, I must say, but she does good interviews, and I will definitely watch that. But it just appeared 42 minutes ago. Hey, Miriam Ward, thank you very much for 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate that a lot. And people who are grabbing those memberships or just receiving them, they appreciate it too, I'm sure. Okay, guys. Yeah, I just see that someone joined our Discord community. Wink, it's Wink75. Welcome. And guys, yeah, if you're still not in our Discord and you want to be like informed in everything and become a part of a great community and chat with this community, go check our Discord. It's also in the description of the stream. So Alex Ginash, you guys know him, right? He's the great guy from Britain who is actually transporting those trucks, NAFO trucks. It's not NAFO, it's NAFO, because the Kama Kamil is calling it NAFO, and he's the creator of it. So who am I to argue? But that's the correct version of it. Barry Monday, hello. How you doing? And thank you for becoming a stinger for 4 months. Okie dokie. I missed a lot of messages there in the chat. I've seen the words of support for the kitty. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Her name is Floki, is someone didn't know, just like Loki, but with F in the beginning of her name. So what should we go to? So those are 2 fundraisers, and I ask you guys if you have the opportunity or the wish to donate this would be very appreciated because it will help my friend who is also a part of the defenders of the forces of defense of Ukraine. We call it like that. And his call sign is El Greco, and you all guys know him. Hi, Pamela Jesse, by the way. How you doing? Hey, Annie Wilk, happy to see you. How are you doing? and yes, I just wanted to mention some donations that I received already. Guys, as you know, on every stream we have a goal of $1,000, of $1,000, and we've been reaching that goal like every stream for the last few months, and I'm really grateful to you for that. Thank you very much for being that generous, for that consistent, for that stubborn. Because to win, to defeat Russians, we all must be stubborn. You all guys know that. Oh, by the way, guys, I just missed some donations that you've been sending for the last minutes because I didn't receive any notifications, but I'm gonna be mentioning them now. So Anhale was first, as always on Friday. Anhale sends money, $50 this time. Thank you very much, Anhale, for this generous donation. Then it was Mushroom Many, who is not coming to the streams lately, but he's with us. He keeps donating, and he's not coming to the streams just because he cannot do it from Mexico for some reason. But yeah, he works there, and he told us that when he's gonna getting back, he will be back. He's also our moderator. Hey, Katie. By the way, Funny Bones, hello. Checking in, saying. Okay, why am I showing you the stream, guys? I wanted to show you this. Yeah, so the campaign for NAFO truck is still going. It's 15% for now. It's impressive, 2,517 euros, but it's pretty far from our goal, and our goal is 16,000 euros. I remind you guys, for donating more than 100 euros, you will get one of the patches, and for donating to like 200 euros, you will get two of them. And there are many different other perks you can get. For example, for 10,000 euros, you'll get many patches, words on the car, flags on the car, and you will be able to join the convoy to Kiev, and you will be getting one of those trucks yourself here. I mean, to Kiev, to Ukraine. So $50, another $50 from Mushroom Many. Then Cinnamon sent another $30 today. Thank you very much, Cinnamon. Lynn S sent $28. Thank you very much, Lynn. Timothy sent $25. Thank you very much, Timothy. Stephen Barnes sent 20, saying for Kitty. Thank you very much, Stephen Barnes. I appreciate it a lot. And Aussie T sent $200. Very generous, Aussie T. Thank you very much. So, guys, at the moment we have 9. No, not 9. We have 10. I'm just kidding. We have $403.15. Yes, let me check if there was a donation on the previous stream. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention that we are gonna also donate $138 to one of the fundraisers that were raised on the previous stream, that were sent to my Buy Me a Coffee by you guys with comment that it is for the fundraiser. Yes, so Buy Me a Coffee. Blood Farm, thank you very much for 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. Suzanne has so many profiles on YouTube, and well. By the way, guys, great news. Do you remember those two Mavic drones? I actually handed them over to soldiers myself the day before yesterday. I'm sorry that there's still no video. I'm so with a kitty's condition and with some other things I needed to do this week, I wasn't able to assemble it. I started doing it today, but I haven't added the subtitles yet, and it is partially in Ukrainian, so I want you guys to get the best experience out of this. So please wait. Like one day, I guess tomorrow I will finish the video and post it. But it's an awesome video, and you don't even know how great I felt when I was doing it myself, when I was handing it over to the soldiers myself. It was my first time. Someone else usually does that, and you guys know that. That you can imagine that it's a wonderful feeling. Hey, Sir Garrick just sent $206.67. Thank you very much, Sir Garrick. I know you do it together with your wife, if I'm not mistaken, right? Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. So, guys, at the moment, we already have $609.82. Great, great. We're getting really closer to our goal, which is $1,000, but it definitely can be more, guys. We cannot ever limit ourselves, right? If we can do more support to the armed forces, we would be appreciated by them, by our soldiers. Okay. El Chicano asks, how much does one of those drones cost? What is the full price? Are they used for reconnaissance? Yeah, now those Mavic drones, they are used for reconnaissance. They are 82,000, just Mavic without like spare accumulators or like the bag. Itself, the drone costs 82,000 hryvnias, which is, let me tell you the exact sum of money in dollars. So 82,000. So it's $2,242. Yeah, so 2,000, sorry, 2,000 and almost $300 are for one drone. But if the drone with spare accumulators and some extra things, it's gonna cost you 102 hryvnias, 1,000 hryvnias. So it is around $3,000, if I'm not mistaken. Let me divide it. It's $2,800, almost a bit less than that. Okay. Yes, Armand thanks everyone for their support, and I am thanking you guys for your support too. Thank you very much. Duncan Stewart says, Rick is the best. The show is getting better and better. This may be your calling in life to teach. It was good enough for Jesus and unemployed drifter according to the Romans. Yeah, thank you very much for giving me compliments, but I think I have a lot to improve, and I still have a lot to. Okay, I have somewhere to. How do you call this? Shit, I forgot. Sorry, guys, forgetting the words. You know how it works. $20 from Gail Roberts. Gail, thank you very much. It is a generous donation. Guys, remember there are no small donations. If you are hesitating to send $1 or $2 or $3, it is all appreciated. All the donations are, when they're summed up, they give a great result. Julia, hello. Hey Rick and chat, hello. Hello RF from USA. I'm happy to see you all guys here, as always, and I'm happy to see everyone here except vatniks. Vatniks are not appreciated, and they're helpers. People could be not vatniks, but they could still be believe in Russian propaganda, which makes them vatniks, right? But we don't have such people here usually. If we have some trolls, our moderators are dealing with them real quick. Thank you for a great job, my dear moderators. SL, hello. I forgot to mention you. Bobby Newman, hi. Um, who am I missing in the chat? Richard Harrison says, first, hello, Richard. Secondly, he said, I was gifted a membership last week and looking for the donor now. Thank you to them, Rick, your team and members. Slava Ukraini. Heroям Slava, thank you very much. I see people were coming to the stream, but they are dropping off bit by bit. Right now I see 121 person. What do we have there about the likes? 148, even more than we have people on the stream right now. By the way, I forgot to thank Tonya Kangas for becoming a stinger. Thank you very much and welcome to the membership. Okay, guys, so maybe you wanna talk news, maybe you wanna hear news. Let's do it before Alex is not here. He's gonna be here in about 25 minutes already. Hey, Petra Olsen from Sweden, welcome. Emonska Amarski, hi. Thank you very much for all the generous coffees almost on every stream. I appreciate it a lot. Okay. Likes, shares, comments, donations, thank you for all the support. Armand, thank you very much for always thanking the community. There are there's not enough thanks. I guess never. We must thank people for the help, and we Ukrainians really appreciate all the help, guys. Thank you very much for that. I came here because I heard you had the special guest of Zelensky. Can't wait. Yeah, just in a couple of days. No, guys. It's just a joke, but someday, probably, we'll be honored to do the interview with this legendary president we had not so long ago. I mean, we have now. Sorry, it was some brain fart. I don't know. Why did I say that? I mean, I wanted to say that he became president not so long ago, but it was 4 years ago, so it's not that small period of time, right? Rick, speaking of vatniks, I got an ad from Tucker Carlson using Ukrainians to speak against LGBTQ. What do you think about that? Oh, we, as every country, I guess, have those people. They're not progressive, and US has those people too. I know that. So it's just manipulation. Tucker Carlson, as you know, are helping Russia, and he's basically working for Russian propaganda, spreading their narratives. Yes, he's just doing what he's told when he's paid by his how do you call them? The donors? No, not donors, but masters in this case. in any cases. Okay, NG, Earth Carer, hello. It's been Japanese. Hello, everyone. I'm listening here in France whilst I cook the dinner. It's Pastor Bake tonight. If you want to come over, oh, I would love to. But you know that we cannot leave Ukraine currently. I mean, the Ukrainian men, most of them. Of course, if you have some assignments like governmental or sports, you will be let out of the country. And basically, all the other men should stay here. Some for mobilization, some just in case. Is it a mobilization? It's conscription. Yeah, there's an English word, conscription. Staying hydrated. Hey, Ihor Holobenko, hello. Happy to see you. Thank you for all your support of the armed forces of Ukraine. I know about it. Okay, guys. Hey, Lord Farm, thank you for another 10 gifted memberships. It's very generous of you. Thank you very much. And people are getting them already, receiving, I see. Oh, by the way, Martin Lai, I noticed you there in the chat, but I forgot to say hello. Hello, Martin Lai. Happy to see you here as always. So let's get to the news, guys. Of course, the loudest of them, the most interesting, was the helicopter that was captured, well, that was transferred or taken into captivity by the intelligence of Ukraine. This operation is fucking legendary, guys. So, Russian pilot was negotiating with our intelligence service of Ministry of Defense for the last half a year, for the last 6 months, and he was then taking a helicopter. He was a pilot, taking a helicopter with two crew members who didn't know anything, and took it to Ukraine, to Kharkiv region, in cooperation with intelligence, Ukrainian intelligence. When they have landed, those two guys who didn't know anything about this operation, who were the crew members of the helicopter, they started running, and they were killed because of that, because they are enemies who come to our territory, who didn't want to cooperate, who didn't want to surrender, and they were liquidated right there on the spot. And the pilot, his family was actually given the how do you call this? They were got out. They were taken out of the country of Russia. Now his family is in safety, and that dude wants to stay in Ukraine. That's what Kirill Budanov told us, the head of Ukrainian intelligence, military intelligence. He told us not all the details, but these details. He said that they have found a proper approach to that pilot. It's the first time when we're getting a helicopter, some aircraft from Russians. Before that, they were giving up. Remember, guys, those videos when they were giving up the armored vehicles, armored personnel carriers, and probably tanks. I heard about tanks too. I didn't see the video, but I saw the video of that armored carrier. Yes. What's next? Next is that this dude wants to stay in Ukraine, and his family. I'm not sure that his family is in Ukraine too, but it's an amazing, example for all the other Russian pilots who doesn't want to participate in killing of Ukrainians anymore. They can actually give their aircraft up, not app, but up. And they can surrender into Ukrainian captivity, and actually they can receive money for that. I guess Ukraine is, if I'm not mistaken, is $500,000 for the helicopter, and more for the plane, something close to the $1 million for the plane, for the war jet. So he actually earned some money. He's not gonna be in captivity, I guess. He's gonna stay here. And now Ukraine has another helicopter. This operation was just wow. It impressed us a lot, us Ukrainians. And of course, the meme, remember that one with Kirill Budanov? It will get worse for Russians. Yes, it will get worse, definitely. It's getting worse every day. We just sometimes forget about it. We just sometimes don't see it. But in perspective, if we look back and see the previous Independence Day, you guys remember that on the previous Independence Day, Russians were constantly like getting their war jets up to get air raid siren here in Ukraine to launch it, and they were terrorizing us with air raid siren all day. They were it was the record. If you gather all the oblasts of Ukraine, and you will sorry guys, it was around 250 or 270 air raid sirens all over Ukraine. If we take only oblasts, right? It was just in one day last year. But this year there were some sirens, but not that many of them. And actually Russia was afraid. They were actually having some troubles with those UAVs from Ukraine too. So situation is changing for the better, and it always works in perspective. When you look back, you see that everything was worse for Ukraine back then, and now it's getting worse for Russia. Russia is constantly losing its initiative, and it will lose it fully lose it. So this week, what else did we have? Of course, the death of Prigozhin. I already mentioned that in the beginning of the stream, but we gotta talk about it again. Where's that schmuck? Yeah, there was a video of him from Africa about a week ago. Плюс 50. This guy has the most awful, not the accent, but tone of his speech, like he's he's the master here. That shit. So that guy is liquidated, and you guys probably have seen the thumbnail of the stream. How do you like it? Was it funny? Because it seemed funny to me, where he's saying, Shoigu, Gerasimov, where am I? And he's dead now, yes. Well, this is a totally deserved fate, and Putin has just liquidated him. Russians confirmed it many times that they made a DNA test, and it's Prigozhin, and actually his like partner, who was also the creator of Wagner Group, who has the call sign Wagner. It is named by him, like in his name. So this dude is just what? It's just feeding worms now. It is awesome because he was the war criminal. He was one of the biggest terrorists of the 21st century. And now Wagner is gonna be, I guess, liquidated. They are probably, well, I think they will stay in Africa, but they will be commanded by someone from Ministry of Defense, Russian Ministry of Defense. Yeah, just an option. I'm not sure of that. Putin is actually, he didn't show anything new. Everyone knew that Putin is killing everyone who steps against him, and not admitting it, always saying that he is very sorry about the deaths of those guys, and he said it about Prigozhin. That happened, yes. So also I wanted to show you his dementia. You see that there are watches there on his other hand, but he is looking on the empty hand, and then during his talk he is just putting off his watches. This dude is not okay. This dude is a bit crazy, and probably not a bit. He's way too fucking crazy, right? Okay. He is. Okay. So, what else happened this week? Amazing destruction of Russian air defense system S-400, which is in Crimea, exploded. Yeah, made that massive explosion. It's hard to imagine how big it is. It's in Crimea. It was another great operation from the Ukrainian GUR, Головне управління розвідки, which is the main, how do you call it? Main, shit. You know what I mean. It's intelligence agency of Ukraine. I actually need to Google the right name right now and won't be mistaken about it, and always calling them by their real name, right? So we need to start from GUR. Головне управління розвідки. Where's Vicky? Yes. Why Russian? Come on. We don't need Russian. We need English. Main Directorate of Intelligence. Oh my god. Directorate. It's the word that is new for me, but I guess upravlenia is directorate. So it's pretty logical. I agree. Serenity, high conscious intrusion. It's not. It's just conscious intrusion. High. I'm just mentioning some of you guys. If I see you in the chat, I just want to say hi to you. Sir Garrick says, I wonder if has tactical reasons that Russian air defense works better on civilian aircraft. Yeah. This, by the way, this was destroyed by the modified Ukrainian rocket Neptune, as it was said by someone of our officials. I'm not sure who, but they said that one of the rockets that is naval. It's an anti-naval rocket. It was modified to hit the ground targets, and this S-400, it's actually the best Russian air defense system. I'm not sure that it was destroyed before. I guess it was the first time it was destroyed during this full-scale war. It was on 23rd. It was the Ukrainian Flag Day, and on that day, this was yeah, what was happening that day? Ukrainian Flag Day was in the morning. It was raised, the biggest Ukrainian flag, signed by Ukrainian defenders all over the front lines. And this flag was traveling for some time, for a few months. It was traveling around the front line and was signed by different brigades from Kyiv to Kherson. And that flag, you see how many signs are there. It's huge. There's actually also a documentary. You see our Commander-in-Chief Valery Zaluzhny there on the flag raise, and his face is saying that Russia is fucked. This guy will definitely never rest before Russia will lose in this war. We're happy to have, and we're lucky to have such commander-in-chief during this full-scale war. So, I wanted to show you something else. This is the bottom of the former Kakhovka, reservoir. Yes, Kakhovka reservoir. It is getting green now. Some of our farmers, yes, they were planting some plants there. Sorry, planting the plants. We call it in the tautology here in Ukraine. By the way, Obi-Juan, hi. Barramundi, or Mundi, sorry. I saw the 5 gifted memberships, and I wanted to thank you for that. Thank you for giving them away to people. Zhong, thank you very much for another 5 gifted memberships. 167 people, people. Yeah, people, person. It doesn't matter on the stream at the moment. How many likes do we have, guys? 174, great result. We can definitely do 200 right now, can we? I'm sure some of you haven't given the stream a like, so this would be very good if you'll do that, because it helps with engagement. Some people might find us, and they are finding us like that too, just in recommendations. Okay, I'm missing a lot of awesome messages there in the chat. I'm sorry, guys, but sometimes there are too many of them, and I just want to stay focused on the news, because people are usually saying that there's not enough news in here. But okay, we're gonna do more. What? What? Alex is gonna be here in just about 7 minutes. Awesome. Let's get through more news. So, there's a thing that is happening with Ukrainian prisoners of war who are in Russian captivity. 12 bodies returned to Ukraine. 12 bodies of Ukrainian captives returned from Russia, who were registered as a prisoners of war by the Red Cross, International Red Cross, and they returned back home dead. So that means that Russians tortured them to death or just starved them to death. They were alive and registered as alive prisoners of war, not as deceased prisoners of war. There are no deceased prisoners of war. There's no such thing. And they've returned home in coffins. International Red Cross. Why the fuck cannot you visit them? Why the fuck aren't you doing your job and really observing in what conditions they've been? And I'm just so disappointed in you once again, and I won't probably be having another opinion of you ever again, because we know that a lot of your donors are from Russia, and we know how it's done. So I lean to the opinion that they actually work with Russia, and they work for Russia also. Duncan Stewart asked, Rick, what happened to the river crossing now after the flood? Can they water crops up north somehow? What do you mean, water crops? I'm not sure. Can they water crops up north somehow? I'm not sure, because it usually works. It doesn't work. Oh, we're actually getting it, I guess, to the south from the north, or maybe actually to the north. I'm not sure, but I think that you maybe know something that I don't know. I actually know that some canals have been already in work in Ukraine, and those regions that lost water supply because of the Kakhovka Dam disappearance, sudden disappearance. Guys, can you imagine a reservoir disappearing? But it happened in 21st century, thanks to terrorist Russia. We will never thank you for that, and we will never forget and forgive that, Russia. You will fucking pay for that, for all of that. Okay, guys, I see some questions there. Yahweh asks serious question. Early in the war, there was a problem storing dead Russians in Ukraine. Has the Red Cross finally taken that job at least and brought them back to Russia? No, they're not doing that. Russians actually developed the new thing, body exchange. There was no such thing as I know before, and bodies were just given to the other side. But now Russia negotiates to exchange bodies. You know, Russia is making new atrocities, making up new ways of, of what? Of terrorism, of blackmailing, of humanitarian crises. It's the biggest terrorist after Nazi Germany, and Nazi Germany wasn't actually a terrorist. Their methods were a bit different, but the goals were just the same, and I guess the destruction and killing is just the same. It's just Russians are also using the hybrid methods, which Hitler wasn't using, if I'm not mistaken, back then. But Russians made up those methods. They've been using it for years against Ukraine and against the whole free world. Every week, I hear the message that some Russian spies were captured here and there around the world, in Europe especially. In many European countries, Russian agents are planning some coups, like, for example, in Germany. Do you remember the coup from about half a year ago, where they wanted to overthrow the government and they were financed by Russians? And usually Russians are also the members of some parties, or just the donors of those parties in different countries. You guys know how it works, how they operate. And if you didn't, you heard it now. If you want me to do what is it? No, I'm not sure. My browser just asked, "Are you sure you want to leave YouTube?" Oh my god, I didn't want to do it. How did it happen? Yeah, it's genocide, Tonya. You're right. It's a fucking genocide, and Russia has been successful in it, unfortunately. And the world is not doing enough to stop it. And it's a bit disappointed for us Ukrainians, but we have our fight, and I guess we're the only one who can stop Russia. But with the help of our partners, definitely, and you know what I mean. It's just been a bit tiring and exhausting lately for me, just because also a kitty is very sick. And yeah, guys, I also have a photo of her for you today. Just give me a second. Oh, by the way, Alex might be joining us right now or in a few minutes, but it's the time for him to join us, actually. Hey, Andreas, Lach, thank you very much for $5. Told you guys, there are no small donations. Every bit helps and every bit counts, so please, I ask you again for donations for the Armed Forces of Ukraine. I remind you, for those who just came to the stream, because I see more people in the stream, I remind you that at the moment we're raising funds for the thermal scope for my friend El Greco, who is serving in the border guard. Just give me a second and I will actually show you another jar that he's created. Remember, we needed to raise money for the car for El Greco before the thermal scope, but he told us that thermal scope is preferable because without a thermal scope he cannot properly work. You know how it works, guys. They have a car, but for his like for too many people, they need more cars. This is why we need to buy a car for him, for his unit. It's not going to be just for him, for 5 of them, I guess. So the car, he already created the jar today. I asked him to do it. Maybe we'll be able to also donate some money that will left already to his new fundraiser for the car. But for now, the donation flow stopped, guys. At the moment, we have $634.82. It is still a way to go to 1,000, but I believe in you guys and in all of us. And Alex joined us. Just a second. Alex will be here. Alex, hello. We can't hear you. Just a second because I didn't switch the screen. And now we can hear you, Alex. Say hi again.
Good evening, Rick. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Are you gonna be changing the mic in a second or no? No? Is it that one?
No, hopefully you can hear it good.
Yeah,
Just
it's
tell me.
okay. I was just wondering if it's the one that we were talking about before.
It was, buddy. It was.
Awesome. Awesome, Alex. What guys, I wanted to present you Alex, great and kind volunteer from Britain. Actually, what city are you from, or town?
I was born in the southeast of England, so about half an hour outside of London, a place called Guildford.
Uh-huh.
I actually
Guildford. Actually heard of
I
it.
live. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very
Yeah.
posh.
Cool.
But I spend most of my time down in the southwest, so in sort of Dorset, Devon, and Cornwall. So that's really in the countryside. But now I'm mostly in Kiev, like you are.
Yeah, we gotta actually meet more. I would love to. And the problem is, I have too much problems at the moment. You know that my kitty is ill, very, very ill. And yeah, we've been treating her for a month, and she's still very unhealthy. This is why it's consuming a lot of time and my energy. So now you know. I like your Kraken cap, by the way.
Yeah, it's I got this from one of the commanders a while ago, but yeah, it's a pretty cool hat. And it's become a unique color because like since I've been wearing it, it's actually changed color. So like no one else has one that's this color. It's gone sort of like some sort of weird desert color. Not quite sure how. Yeah.
I guess the sun did its job.
I guess so, mate. I guess so. I've got a cat here as well with me. In fact, I'm staying in a friend's house who is back fighting, and I'm looking after his cat. So I have a tiger cat somewhere.
If you will be able to show him to us, it would be amazing.
I will. I will have to go and find him.
Maybe at some point later.
Yeah. I won't run off straight away. Maybe if I make some sort of like food noises, he might appear. But he's quite large, so it'll take me a while to pick him up.
Is he a Maine Coon or he's just fat?
Well, I wouldn't like to put him down too much, but he's eaten some good meals, Rick. Definitely, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I didn't want to insult him. Sorry.
He's definitely well fed. He's not living on the streets or anything like that. He's lived a good life.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. And that's actually pretty good. Better to have a well-fed cat, and then a skinny one. Mine has been losing weight and being so skinny, and bones are really seen through her fur, and damn, it's bad.
Oh well, I hope your cat feels better soon.
Thank you very much. I really hope for that too, because it's been getting really hard for all of us, for her and for us lately. But we gotta fight for her. We gotta be strong, and we're gonna make it. I'm sure. Okay, Alex, I wanted to ask you about NAFO trucks, and what were your latest initiatives and deliveries and all that stuff. Can you please tell us more about that?
Sure. So, well, when was it now? Where are we? We're August. So,
August.
Middle of August was the NAFO convoy number 20.
Oh.
So that was the 20th convoy of sniffing brigade trucks, 69 sniffing brigade. Yeah. I think that brought it up to about 232 or 234 delivered.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a special convoy because not only did we deliver and hand over to units in Kyiv, we pushed further east, visited Kharkiv, obviously the home of Krakow, and went on from there to Kramatorsk, and you can correct my pronunciation here, but Konstantinivka.
So Konstantinivka, yes, Konstantinivka.
Thank you. There we go. So we were roughly 11 miles from Bakhmut, where we delivered 5 trucks. And there'll be a video of me going from Estonia all the way to there, coming out soon. It was quite the journey. We've got another convoy. So there's roughly one convoy a month. There'll be one coming up around about the middle of September again. I think we've got about 14 trucks at the moment in that one. There's different people will be coming in that. Some of them as well, like Andrew Mercado will be coming back in that. Arterial will be in that convoy. There'll be a truck that was fundraised by Johnny FD as well in that convoy.
Cool.
Quite a range. I've got one which is a bit different. So it's not a pickup truck. It's not for medical evacuation or assault or anything like that. It's for the head of psychology of one of the brigades, and it will be used to transport psychotherapists around the front line.
That's cool.
to help. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think uh,
Very
uh,
needed, I must
pros.
say.
Yes, mate. I think being in a war zone and obviously fighting, and a lot of people that signed up to fight that weren't soldiers, they've been exposed to some serious trauma, and
Yeah,
some people need help handling it.
yeah, you're right, mate. And I wanted to mention that it is haven't been, I guess, enough attention for our soldiers' mental health. It is needed to be developed into something bigger, because here in Ukraine we're also gonna have a lot of veterans who's gonna be traumatized. And right now, we cannot even imagine the scale of trauma. Not only our warriors, but our civilians will go through, because they're yeah, this can be such a hard situation that we're gonna be in. Um,
I completely agree, Rick. Yeah, I think it will be, from a physical perspective, like the number one issue with people, like you said, be it veterans, be it civilians, the children that have grown up in
yeah,
this environment. It'll be a generational challenge.
yeah, you're right. I couldn't say it better. Generational challenge. One of them, because we're gonna have some other ones, but this one's gonna be one of the most nasty, because mental health could strike from the we say from the place where you haven't expected, and all that stuff. And yeah, that's gonna be something. So I'm happy to hear that you're getting here the cars and raising funds for the cars. Who's gonna be transporting psychologists? It's very important. Thank you, 69 Sniffer Brigade, and you, Alex, for participating in this too.
Yeah, no, pleasure, Rick. It's for me, it's an area that I am involved in anyway. I'm a trustee of a mental health charity in the UK, and I work around the area of PTSD. So it was one, when the request came, that I immediately wanted to help with.
Hmm. Thank you, Alex. And I actually have the question here from Doc in Paradise asking me, but it is also a question for you, I guess, because you probably have more, maybe not more, but some additional information about that. But the question is that what is the average lifespan of a NAFO truck once it's delivered to the front lines? Can you tell us something about that? Have you heard stories?
Yeah, yeah, I have lots of stories. Um, some have lasted for months, maybe 6 months.
Hmm.
Some have lasted for days.
Yeah.
It entirely depends on the area it's going to, so and how serious the fighting is in that area. um it's a big issue at the moment, across the front line, with drones, especially FPV drones, from the Russian side. So a lot of equipment is getting damaged. um so trucks can get damaged,
Yep.
as well. And the we have a constant request backlog, basically. Even literally just before we came on this, I received another one. So it's never ending, right? Doesn't
Yep.
matter what day of the week it is. Sunday night, they're still coming in.
Unfortunately, nothing is not expendable there on the front line. Even a tank or an armored vehicle, how good it could be. I mean, even the best ones are still getting destroyed. There are no ultimate protection weapons, and of course, if we're talking about trucks, even with the armored plates, they are still pretty vulnerable, and they have wheels with the rubber, right? So one shot from a sniper rifle, one good shot, and you're already like limited in your movement
Yeah.
than a an FPV drone or just an RPG shot. anything can happen to a truck. Of course, we must not forget about the mines, because there are a lot of mines there, and it's really, really easy to lose the truck. I mean,
Totally, Rick. Yeah, I mean, if you think that, you know, our normal campaign is 16,000 euros, we can armor a truck and sort of potentially put bulletproof windows in to stop rifle fire for an extra few £1,000s. But to
yeah,
make a vehicle mine resistant, like you described there, with bulletproof tires, under armoring underneath, you're talking a six-figure sum of
yeah,
money. You know, it's crazy expensive, right?
yeah. You're right. You're totally right, Alex. Um, I just wanted to take a quick pause and thank everyone who's gifting memberships there in the chat. Aussie T gifted 10, Cats gifted 5. Thank you very much, guys. Before that, Rosa was gifting. Let me check. Rose Rohaley gifted 5. Thank you very much. It helps a lot. And also, Cats become a member, a Stinger member for months. Thank you guys. Also, I just wanted to say that some of you guys probably know that, but it still needed to be repeated, that I'm also participating in NAFO trucks, or NAFO trucks. There are two names. Some use NAFO, but the right one is NAFO. The creator of NAFO said that it's not NAFO. It's NAFO. He was strict about that.
Wow.
Yeah, so now you know, if you didn't. this this is NAFO, not NAFO. But more naturally, it is NAFO, right? Because it's English.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think yes, like you said, you are doing a campaign at the moment,
Yeah.
and everyone should check it out because you've got some super cool patches that people can collect as well, Rick.
Yes, I wanted to finish that sentence, and I didn't know why I made that pause. I was mentioned in the fundraiser today already, but yes, we only raised 15% at the moment, and I will appreciate your donations, guys. The link is in the description, the fundraiser page, and there's also a video there on my channel, which is like on the very home page. When you go to my channel, first video you're going to see, it's about this fundraiser. The request is made from one special unit of the Ukrainian army who you actually know, but they asked not to say their name, the name of their unit. But then when we're gonna raise the full sum for the truck, I will ask them if they will allow me. I will tell you who they are, what unit they are. But they are pretty famous, so you guys know them. Anyway, they are special unit, and they will probably also be working in the rear. It's actually hard to get into the rear on a truck, right? Through the front line, it's impossible, actually. But they could get closer to the front line than they can get on foot, and cross the front line and get somewhere in the rear to do some special operation as they usually do. Yeah, that's it. And Alex, getting back. Okay, no, maybe I should finish with that. So yeah, guys, please donate. Please follow the link. Please get the patches if you like them. I also saw the compliment there in the chat. Someone was saying, Rick, your HIMARS patch is awesome. So just 100 euros and you're gonna get that patch. It's all there. Okay, Alex, I wanted to ask you, because I don't know this, and people probably also don't know. Maybe someone knows. But how did you get into all of this? How did you, what was 24th of February last year for you, and what was the path after that? Can you please tell us about that? Because I'm really curious.
Sure. I was watching it before the 24th of February, but I think that day was a shocking day for me. I am of Ukrainian heritage, so my grandfather is Ukrainian, and fought the Russians, and I have a number of family here, in the Ivano-Frankivsk
Mm-hmm.
region.
Cool.
So I am. If you go from my grandfather to who I'm great uncle to, a guy called Victor, there's basically 5 generations of the Kanash family involved in wars against Russians. And, you can then probably track that back further when in the other occasions that the Russians have decided to try and annihilate the Ukrainian people. So I saw it as my duty. So I was funding from afar to begin with. My mother at the time was terminally ill, so I didn't want to come to Ukraine at that point and cause her extra stress. But she passed away at the back end of last year, and at that point, I then bought a truck with the 69 Sniffing Brigade. I'd fundraised like parts in the past, but I bought a truck. I did it, and then since then I've fundraised for others. I'm just doing another one at the moment, and essentially spend. I prefer living in Ukraine than I do in England, so this now basically moved my life here. But yeah, I much prefer living here, and I'm very determined to help defend Ukraine, and I believe the wider world. And I don't think this is a threat that would stop simply on the doorstep of Ukraine. I think there's a madman in charge of Russia, and that we have to stand up to bad people like that. And I think it's actually ultimately, Rick, incredibly disappointing that people like me and you have to do things like this and fundraise to give the Ukrainian soldiers the equipment they need. They should already have it. And that's probably for me the saddest part, right? That we are actually involved in this in the first place.
Yeah, you're right, man.
It's crazy, right? If it was if it was back in World War II, the rest of the world would have stepped in. But we're in a different era now, and sadly, that's not the case.
I think that we're just in the other phase. We're in a phase where Hitler and Soviet Union just torn Poland apart when he invaded first, Hitler and Nazi Germany. The world, hesitated then, and they didn't start helping Poland. No one was like now the situation is different, of course. But for the world to really unite against Hitler, Hitler had to capture many more countries. I guess the history repeats itself. I guess it's just the same. I guess they just need to they need dozens of countries to be captured to be occupied before they really do like a serious support, a support to win and not only to lose and withstood. Yeah, not only not to lose and just to withstood. Because right now we're getting the help, yes, and it's great. And definitely without this help, we would be already losing much more of our territory. Like maybe we would be losing this war fully already. Because without those famous javelins and HIMARS and Stingers, we would be just, totally smashed by Russians because we had only the Soviet crap in our army. I mean, the weapons. And now we have a lot of better stuff. And I just wanted to say that I think that world is united, but not enough just because the world works that way always. They don't see, I mean, the whole world probably don't see it enough of a threat. Or maybe you actually was right, and I understand you, and I wanted to take my words back because I just realized because that a real business, as they call it, right? The one that says that it doesn't matter what country does as long as we can trade with it. It can oppress people. It can invade countries. All that savage business thing when they will keep doing that. What do you think about this?
Yeah. I think. Well, first of all, you are right. If it wasn't for the support of Western governments with the munitions and arms, it would already be a very different circumstance. And Ukraine is very grateful for all that support.
We are.
Um, I, I think. I think that the world has changed, obviously, since World War II. In particularly the ability to spread information,
Yeah.
at rapid pace, right? So, and you can see that, that's why, NAFO was formed, was to fight online propaganda, spread by the Russian nation. And that still today becomes an issue
Oh
that
yeah.
affects up to elections and governments and the decisions that they make and what people believe. So that causes a problem to get universal support. I think that overall, good people with good values see that this is something that you need to support. And that is why there has been, on the mainstay amongst people with, a kind heart, a universal backing of Ukraine and the horrors that are being committed by Russia in the country. But you are right as well, Rick, that if you are living in the UK or in America or in other countries, over time, that message sort of filters away a bit, because it's shocking and horrible in those early days of the war. And it was horrible seeing what happened in Mariupol and so on and so forth. And it comes back now and again. But after 12 months and 18 months, and with the problems that everyone has in their own country,
Yeah.
it doesn't quite hold the same priority. And money is a challenge for people around the world. It's
Yeah.
we are on the cusp of a global recession, so asking normal people to constantly fund trucks, for example, is getting increasingly hard, mate.
Yes. So you've been experiencing some complications with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Everyone has, I think, be it our NGO, be it other NGOs that I talk to. It's quite hard to maintain the same flow of money, even into the charities.
Yeah.
Just like Zelensky has to work 24/7 meeting other heads of state to try and continue to get the flow of serious arms.
Yeah.
It's a constant battle, mate.
You're right. Yeah, it's a marathon, and we gotta. I don't know. Damn. Sometimes it's getting hard in terms of I don't know, burning out. Do you feel it too?
Oh yeah. Of course, mate. I mean, it's if you live in a war zone, um, as you do, right, and you
Yeah.
have done for the whole time, it's not like being on holiday in Spain. This is an intense place at all times. Be it the atmosphere. It's not, it can have fun bits, right? You can see there is some fun, but it's very serious, right? And it's
Yeah.
tiring, and there's and it's scary. There's nothing
You're
cool
right.
about war. It's horrible. It's like the worst thing that humans have ever done to each other. And when it's happening in your country to your people, it's absolutely awful,
Yep.
and that will tire you out.
Yep. And it's been going for a year and a half. And a year ago, I was so full of energy. I still have enough energy to keep doing this and to actually, to actually achieve something thanks to my community. You guys are amazing. Your donations are very generous and constant, and you all understand what's at stake, and you all understand that Ukraine is actually fighting not for only for our freedom. It may sound how do you call this? Banal? Is it a word, Alex?
Yeah, banal.
Banal,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But fuck, if Ukraine falls, you unfortunately, guys, you will have to experience the same shit in time because Putin will go to Poland first, of course, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. They're gonna be just first. They are like openly saying on their television that they want to go to Berlin and to strike France with nuclear weapons, for example. Or Turkey is actually the uh, like ancient Russian territory, and it has always been Russia. You know, all the world. That imperialistic mindset will not stop because that's something that they need to survive as a regime. They need to have war. They need to conquer some territories. That's what Putin needs. He's a vampire and he's sucking the blood of nations. He's actually sucking the territories of countries. That fucking vampire. I wish that wouldn't ever be born. Damn it.
I think you're spot on, Rick. And vampire is a good phrase, right? Because be it trying to reclaim Ukraine or what has happened in Georgia or Syria or trying to influence around Africa with the Wagner Group, they don't exactly have a great track record of being nice. The 69 Sniffing Brigade is really founded in Estonia, right, by Estonians, and they grew up in the Soviet Union. They know what Russia is about, and that is why they're doing this. These are people that have families and kids, and they have no doubt at all that if we don't win in Ukraine, their homes are going to be next.
Yep.
And that these are not people that are like crazy conspiracy theorists. These are people that have actually lived in that environment already, right? So they know exactly what's coming, which is why they've like lived like normal lives and are now suddenly dedicating huge amounts of time and money to delivering pickup trucks like we do into Ukraine. It's not for fun or because they want to be warmongers. It's because they're scared about their kids' future.
Yeah, because their future could become their past could become their future. Because actually nothing really changed since USSR. Russia is following all the methods and all the views of SSSR, all the ideology. Not all exactly like, of course, they're not saying that they're building the communism, but in terms of totalitarian regime and all the oppression and like methods of conquering nations by also soft forces they were doing in USSR, and just that influence like in Africa. It's something that they have been doing in USSR too. So nothing changes if Russia comes to any country and occupies its territories. It's becoming USSR again. I've been there, guys. I've been living under Russian occupation, and in some terms, it's even worse. I know I cannot say worse because I didn't live in Russian. Oh no, sorry, I didn't live in Soviet Union, and I cannot say that. But I think that in some aspects, they are even worse than USSR because they're damn savage comparing to some of USSR methods. Okay, Alex, what do you want to share us also about your life before the full-scale invasion?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I spend quite a lot of time doing this, but I just, and it's people that follow me on YouTube or whatever just see that I don't really sleep. I just do stuff 7 days a week now. But I do run I'm a co-founder of a tech startup business where we are developing an app and a product that helps people that do high stress jobs. So my business works with the police and with people that work in the NHS to try and help them look after their body and minds. So, my background and experience is in extreme stress. So I wouldn't say I'm comfortable in a full scale war zone, and I'm no soldier, right? If you meet the people here that are fighting, you realize what really brave people are. But I'm a relatively resilient person, and I think that partly comes from having Ukrainian blood as well, Rick. But like you, right? It's but I guess I lived a fairly normal life, right? Going to work mostly in London, riding my bike, and eating nice food and hanging out with friends. I wasn't at any point thinking I would be driving a truck into a war zone in range of Russian artillery. So, I've never done that before. That's just sort of happened. So it's but I think it's not for everyone, and it's not something that everyone should do. Like, I'm quite an experienced driver, and I've been trained to like analyze risk as well and stuff like that. But there are people that have come out here and been a bit too brave and got themselves hurt as well, right? So there's not everyone should just come and pile into Ukraine and think you can be helpful, especially not on the front line, right? That's a really dangerous place. Like we delivered those trucks to where we went, but I didn't want to hang around there. Like, it's not a cool place to be.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool about going to the front line of a war zone. We only went there because the units are so busy they couldn't rotate out and pick up those trucks. So we got in and got out, and we were in there for like 4 hours. But I actually I don't really, I wouldn't say it's not that I miss my old life, but it's so weird, Rick, coming to Ukraine, having lived in England, and there are just things in Ukraine that even in this war zone still are better than in my old life. Like, I'll give you an example. I used to commute to London every day, and my train would always be late, like always, and it was very expensive. Whereas in Ukraine, the trains run on time. I got a train out of Kramatorsk, which like gets bombed, and it was nicer than the train into London that I used to get. The toilets were better. It had a food cart that came down. You could buy hot dogs on it and drinks, and none of those things were on my train to London that cost 4 times the amount of money in what is the 6th richest economy in the world. It's mental. So I do sometimes look back on my life before in England and think, like, what are we doing? How is Ukraine doing these things whilst being invaded by Russia?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of feedback like that about Ukrainian service, how great it is. And I also heard a lot of feedback from Ukrainians how bad everyone else's service is. It's just like, all the Europe people are always complaining about the service in every country, basically. In Germany, in Britain, and yeah. Oh, I want. Okay, I should not stop on just Germany and Britain. Let's name all of them. France, Belgium. Should I go for all the European countries? I guess I shouldn't. But everyone says that in Ukraine service is on such a high level that it is pretty damn impressive. And this is why a lot of people want to come to live to Ukraine after the war, and some of them even during the war. I know some acquaintances who really haven't been here yet, but they are, selling their stuff there, like their homes, even to come here and live in Ukraine because they know not only about the services. Of course, their motivation is to help Ukraine, to also rebuild Ukraine, or to help now during the war. But I must say, guys, if you decide to come to Ukraine, it's much better in terms of services than everywhere else. So I encourage you to come and live in Ukraine, or at least to visit and see it for yourselves, and then definitely you will want to live here.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of beautiful things about Ukraine, and yeah, I think once peace comes again to the nation, I'm sure a lot of people from around the world will want to come and visit and see this place. Um, I think it will be an incredibly crazy, busy time for Ukraine, which is, why it's important that we stay here, Rick, and make sure that we can still afford to have a property, because I'm sure that the prices of everything will go flying through the roof, right? As everyone tries to come and visit Kyiv.
Yeah.
So I might just by then try and go and build a log cabin in the Carpathian Mountains and hide, or something like that. Which is another beautiful part of the country, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just stunning.
You've been, have you been in Zakarpattia also?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you've seen Carpathian Mountains and all those also valleys there in Zakarpattia. Yeah, it looks totally different than here in Kyiv. Uh, those are Carpathian Mountains and they're beautiful.
Yeah, totally, mate. I mean, which part? Where are you from in Ukraine? Like originally, because obviously you came here; it was occupied, right? So
I'm from Makiivka. It's Donetsk,
yeah,
like neighbor city. It's actually quite big too. Uh, yeah, I originally from that place, and I must say Donetsk was a beautiful place. I mostly spent time, like, no, of course I spent time in Makiivka too, but we were most of people from Makiivka, as it happens with big cities, they were working in Donetsk, they were studying in Donetsk, and they were just going to the regional center, and it was pretty close, so I could go every day from home to Donetsk and back, sometimes multiple times. It was about 40 minutes to get from the center of one city to the center of another one. Of course, not with the traffic, because before the first invasion in 2014, there were always traffic jams there. We were standing in them. There were so many cars. And when Russians came, man, like 80% of the cars were gone. It was, yeah, I was freely moving from one center to, oh, I mean, from the center of one city to the center of another one sometimes in 25 minutes instead of an hour with traffic jams. And that's how it always works with Russia. Everything is going away. If you had cars, you'll have no cars. If you had home, you will have no home. And yeah, but your question was where I originally from. Yeah, I answered it. Maybe you were all going somewhere with this.
yeah. So you were there when it was occupied, like for a while. Like, how was that, like as an experience to begin with?
Oh, actually, was
I don't know if you've
shared.
talked about it before.
I haven't told it to you. Tell this
No,
to you.
no, no.
Well, okay. Then I'll repeat myself. We have new people in the chat too. Also, I just wanted to use this moment to say thank you to all the people who is chatting. Also, I see a few donations came to the NAFO truck. Thank you very much, guys, for that. While we were talking. So
Brilliant.
our advertising worked, man. People have a few patches now, few more patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. And I just wanted to quickly remind you that we are also raising here today for the thermal scope for my friend who serves in border guards. It's 15th Brigade of Bodyguard, which is called Steel Border. Yeah. Shit. Steel? Yeah, it's Steel Border. And we are almost there. Sorry, only 20,000 hryvnias left, and only 2,000 hryvnias left to close the other one for a controller for the drone, probably for an FPV drone. I'm not sure in this case. So, guys, if you want to donate, our lovely moderators are sending the links there. You can directly donate to those fundraiser jars, as we call him here in Ukraine. Monobank has the jars, and those progress bars will update right here. Or you can send it to me to my PayPal, and in the end of the stream, in the end of every stream, I redirect it from my PayPal here on the stream, and you can see how progress bar is updating, so everything is transparent. All the money that I receive, I name them when I receive them, and then I transfer them in the end of the stream. So please, guys, I encourage you to help us, all of us here, to reach the goal. We have the goal of $1,000 for these fundraisers on every stream. At the moment, we have almost $700. Let me tell you, it's $659.82. We're pretty close to 1,000, so I will be grateful for all the donations. Getting back to your question, Alex, how was it to live in Russian occupation? It was very depressing because everything was closing. Everything was closed for years, and most of the services were gone. All the civilization perks that Ukraine has were instantly gone because no one wanted to work with this terroristic formation, so-called DPR, Donetsk People's Republic, and the other one, Luhansk People's Republic, which are not republics. They are fakes. Totally made up by Russians who just wanted to fool everyone that people wanted to separate from Ukraine, but they didn't. People there didn't want any changes. They liked it in Ukraine, and it was all made up Russian propaganda. Every billboard there and on those occupied territories was actually with a poster of some agitation, some Soviet agitation that was kind of updated to the new matter. The old Soviet posters were like the ones, have you joined the Soviet army? The one that's pointing finger at your face, or the one with Red Army marching to the battle, saying, have you joined the army? And all those agitation posters that were saying that, those terrorists, you remember the Zakharchenko, if you know him, he was the former so-called leader of that so-called republic. He was killed by his own, just blown up in the restaurant, and then the poster was claiming him hero and almost a saint and all that shit, and it was. Of course, the curfew was pretty strict, and if you were just smoking a cigarette after 10 in the evening, somewhere near your house, oh, the cat is coming there.
Yeah, the cat has been hassling me and scratching my leg constantly there whilst you were talking. So
should we pause? Yeah, and show him. Oh my God, he's so cute. Oh, cool.
Carry on though. Tiger Cat is just sort of lying here now.
Yes.
So if you were smoking a cigarette past 10 o'clock, you were just saying.
Yeah. So you could be standing there near your how do you call this? When you have many apartments in a house and there are different sections and there are entrances to those sections. How do you call those entrances?
Like the front? You mean like at the front door and the back door, like that type of thing, or?
No, it's an entrance to the section of a multi-apartment house.
Oh, the corridor in between the different.
Yeah, the corridor with a ladder, but we call an entrance, we have a word for it, під'їзд. Have you heard it here in Ukraine? Під'їзд? Like
No,
we
no.
say first, second, third під'їзд. It is actually I think you don't have such a word. Okay. So
I don't think so.
yeah, so you were standing near під'їзд, smoking a cigarette, and they could come to you, grab you right there because they had a plan for the curfew. They needed to, for example, in one district, they needed to capture 50 people during the night and put them into the cage for the night because they were breaking the curfew. So that was the life. You couldn't really move around. Of course, if you were lucky, but there was a totally a police state. Police was everywhere.
Yeah.
Those actually military police, they were doing those shit. They were grabbing people in the night during the curfew, patrolling. Yes, they were doing that patrolling, and you couldn't. Yeah, it was hard to hide from them because there were a lot of them, and they were there also during the day. They could stop you, they could check you, and of course, if you were driving a car, police was everywhere, and they were constantly stopping me, and they were checking the documents. There's no such thing here in Ukraine. You will be stopped only if you're breaking the rules, and also I would say severely. If you're not severely breaking them, you won't be stopped even like that. But there, it was a nightmare. Now, another example, you could be sitting in the restaurant, for example, at 8 p.m., 2 hours before the curfew. People in the uniform were entering the restaurant. Music was getting down. All the lights were up if it was like a dark restaurant, for example, because you know what I mean. So lights were up. Everyone should get out their documents from their pockets, and if they didn't like it, like if I would say to them that I don't want to do that, they would take me to the basement. They would probably beat me up. So yeah, this was life there, and of course you could never say to any of them that you're supporting Ukraine because you're gonna be get there in the basement or to the filtration camp. They had those torture camps. For example, one of them was called Isolation. It was a former plant that they were getting all the prisoners, like most of them were civilians, also prisoners of war who were captured there somewhere on the front line. And they were holding them there, constantly torturing, both mentally and, of course, physically. Some sexual tortures were also used to them. And it was all described in the book of Ukrainian activist who spent 2 years there. His second name is Aseyev, and I don't remember the first name, but he was describing everything in details with names and all that. So it was a nightmare. If you had a active pro-Ukrainian position, you either needed to leave. You could leave. There was no like obstacles back then. The front line was still, and people could cross the border. And I constantly was going to Ukraine, like every 3 months or half a year. I was going to Ukraine to breathe the air, of freedom, because every time I went to Ukraine, I felt like, oh my God, that's where I want to live. I don't want to come back there. And every time I went back there, it was a depression for, well, you cannot call it depression. Of course, depression is a mental state that is, but you know what I mean, just a bad mood for another week to get used to the captivity because there was no freedom there, no freedom of speech, no freedom of movement, and actually, not only no services there, but the products. You could not buy any products you can buy in the free world. Russia wasn't like all the companies officially went out, and of course, people were getting contraband there. You could get something, but it was like twice more expensive. Everything was pretty expensive there. It was the only like cheap thing there was oil and gas because Russia is, you know, it actually shit. What's the word? What is it doing? Alex, help me. Russia
It has an
is
abundance of oil and gas.
yeah, they constantly not produce, but shit. I hear your word? No, I guess I haven't. Can you please? What do they do with it
Uh,
when they're digging
they
it out
refine it.
from? Refine it.
Oh,
Yes,
extract.
yes. They constantly extract oil but no, not extract. In this case, when you shit, I need to go to translator. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, mining, extraction, probably. Yeah, mining or extraction, oil and gas extraction.
Yeah.
They had that. Yeah, thank you. So your word was actually perfect. Sorry, Alex.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
so yeah, and it was super cheap there. Also, the uh, damn it, how do you call those taxes for home, like electricity, water, and all that stuff?
Utility bills.
Utility bills, yes, they were pretty cheap, and everything was not. And that's all. That's all that was cheap. All the products were pretty expensive. I mean, like the food products. Also, all the things were more expensive than in Ukraine. In time, some of them got just the same as Ukrainian the prices. I mean, but definitely not all the production. No, not all the goods. So I was living there from the end of 14s until the almost end of 19s, 2019. I mean,
Wow.
yeah. So I spent 4.5, almost 5 years there. It was well, and sometimes it was like um super hard. Sometimes it was like light hard, but hard all the time. And when I realized that I have no perspectives there, when I have no future there, I decided to leave, and I went to live to Kiev, to Ukraine. And fortunately, it happened before COVID, because when COVID started, they closed all the borders. From the Russian side, Ukrainians were actually letting people there, but those assholes, they didn't let anyone in. And yeah, that's basically uh, how it was in occupation. I could be talking more about that, but I would need some questions for that, I guess. But in general, I guess now you know how it was.
Uh, well, you've not really sold it to me as a positive experience. I must say that it sounds, as I think, like a lot of people have said in the chat, horrible.
Yeah, it was definitely horrible. And what they have done to that beautiful region, all the production stopped. They just started stealing everything. The plants, they were just getting equipment to Russia and selling that somewhere. There, some of that were just abandoned. Mines were closed. It was a mining. You know that Donbass is actually a mining region. There are a lot of coal. Sorry, coal mines there. Also
Mm.
some iron mines, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, and yeah, a lot of mines there. They were just closing the mines and filling them with water. They were flooding them. So Russia brought only decay, you know? They never built anything there. They just were stealing all the resources, all the production. It sounds ridiculous, yeah? Well, why should you do that? But that's what happened. A lot of proofs there. For example, Inform Napalm. Have you heard about them?
No.
They are the OSINT community who were actually um, doxing Russian occupiers and all those terrorists there in back in 2014, since 2014, and they are still doing that, and they're amazing. So they have a lot of proofs. I recommend you to follow them. Where they have a site, an English version, I guess, and also probably Telegram. I gotta check. And until the next stream, yes, I will definitely find that because an amazing community with a lot of proofs of Russian tourism since 2014. Yes, we are missing a lot of chat questions today, right, Alex? Did you want to add something?
Yeah. Just to tap on to the end of the conversation about you living in um, occupied land. Is do you still have any family left there, Rick?
My grandma is still there. Yeah, and what she tells me for this year and a half, she is constantly hearing explosions and shots, like artillery shots. When because Avdiivka is very close to Makivka, and Avdiivka, you know that it's been stormed and artilleried for the whole year and a half, and she is living in constant. Sometimes it is even there are some shells coming uh, to her block because Russians usually do that to make people angry on Ukraine. They've been doing that since 2014. Oh, the one thing I forgot to tell you is that Russians were putting howitzers in the next yard to my yard. So in the yard of the building next to mine, and they were shooting there during the night, like from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Man, those days were, it was in 2015. Those were the hardest days when those fuckers were shooting just from the blocks, and we were. You can imagine how loud it will sound when artillery is shooting from next to your house. Everything was shaking.
Totally, mate. I mean, the story of your grandmother still being in occupied territory is not uncommon. There's quite a lot of people whose grandparents are old and haven't been able to leave. Yours is one of many stories of people that I know that have having to go through that. And yeah, where she's living is a serious place. And for anyone that's not been in a war zone, the how loud war is probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
From a assault rifle to the sound of artillery to explosions to even when the Patriot battery system fires to defend Kyiv here or hits targets, it's a very, very loud noise. And it's just a scary sound, isn't it? Like going back to the fear that, I don't like seeing, it's scary for the children, right? It's a very scary noise. It doesn't sound like a car backfiring. It sounds like evil.
Yeah, and everything is shaking. Your floor, your walls. We back then during those nights we were going to the bathroom and lying there And yeah, so I know how this war feels since 2014. Um, yeah, nothing
Well,
good in it, nothing good about it at all.
no, nothing does come good from war.
Yeah,
But sadly, there are always bad people that, and Russia is not a country that is one that you can just have a chat with
yeah,
and get them to negotiate. They are a country that only understands aggression.
yeah, and understands
Um,
the root force. And if you
yeah,
are not giving it to them, then you will achieve nothing. It will just be in vain. Yes.
yeah. Well, thank you, mate, for telling us that story again, or for me asking you that question, so you had to tell the story.
Yeah.
And you know, in the chat, it certainly sounded like people hadn't heard that before, and I think it's always useful for people to hear first-hand experiences.
Yeah.
So,
I
thank you, Rick.
will. Yeah. Thank you very much for asking, Alex, and for being interested in that. And thank you for the kind words. People in the chat, I see them, and you. Yeah. Thank you for. I will then be repeating it on my streams. This story because the more I tell it, the more people haven't heard of it. So pretty awesome. And of course,
Yeah,
we always have new people here on the stream. It's also amazing. Thank you guys for coming and sticking with our community. It's a very friendly community. We people here are very supportive, and I'm really happy to have such a community. While we were talking, I received multiple donations. I wanted to mention them. Thank you very much again for letting me talk for that long because the thing I was talking about is actually I understand and realize that it's very important to share. Someone just donated to the fundraiser itself for the controller. It's almost done. It has yeah, we need to put only 370 hryvnias there. Thank you guys. I'm sure someone was saying about that in the chat. Um, shit, someone's car signal started yelling there, and it's making me stop hearing myself just a second. Okay. Could you hear it?
I no, I can't hear it. No,
Nice
no,
noise
it's not coming through the
suppressed.
mic.
Yeah, awesome. Also, Benny Verhoeven just became a Javelin for 2 months. Thank you so much, Benny. It's very appreciated. By the way, Alex, have you known about the grades here in the membership system? That they are weapons of support.
I, I just heard you. I thought I was like, did he just say the word javelin? Like,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
What are you talking about, Ben? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Are you able to watch the stream, or maybe already doing this from another device or from this
Yeah,
device?
I've got it here.
Oh, you got it here.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna show it to
yeah.
you. It is displayed here on my Buy Me a Coffee, and here is it. Oh, actually, there were no. Guys, I guess there were no notifications coming to me about. Yes, you were sending coffees, and there were not a single notification coming today. My notifications are totally broken today. Maybe it's just my mail broken. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna check. Where the hell? Where are they? Yes, it's all here. I'm gonna list them a bit later, guys. I see. Wow, so many coffees. I thought there were no coffees today, and it's oh my god, it's hundreds of them here. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'm also redirecting some of the coffees to the fundraisers. If you put comments on them, that it should be going to the fundraiser. But initially, they are support this channel to support me, and what I'm doing, and to help me become a full-time streamer and blogger, all that stuff. Alex, I wanted to show you the system. So membership system here.
Yeah.
Sorry that I got distracted. So we have
That's right, man.
different tiers. First is Stinger, and you see it's you're gonna see it with a delay, but it's all retro wave style. I like the style. That my logo is in that style, and my friend Eugen made it for me. He's great in it, and I really like how it looks. And people like it too, I guess. People were saying that HIMARS uh, patch is very good. We can do more patches, actually. We can do a Bradley, Abrams patch, Javelin, Stinger. There are ideas for 4 more patches. Maybe, guys, it will, if you want all of them, this will boost up the fundraiser. I will talk to Dmitry, maybe. Alex, do you know what is the maximum number of patches that we can put there?
Well, it depends, because the more patches, so the patches, for starters, we get them made in Ukraine, so we keep the money in Ukraine.
Awesome.
But obviously, the more we get made, the more cost it puts in as well. So we try to keep it as low as possible,
Got it.
because we try and basically have next to no overheads in the charity. So if you imagine that fundraiser that you've got there, the truck, because we buy a good truck, it's going to cost most of that money. We'll spend, and because pickups are now doubled in price, could cost 13,000 euros for the truck. We will then probably have to do some mechanical work on it.
Yeah.
We need to spray it and then put the NAFO fellas on it. So your truck will have the HIMAR fella all over it as well. So it'll have HIMARs over it. We then have to pay for the fuel to get it here. And then we buy a Ukrainian night vision system, and that will be fitted into it. So there's this. We try to not do too many.
Yeah.
But if a load of people if like 100 people said, yeah, I'd give 100 euros for a patch that was whatever, then it's worthwhile doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do like you're right. Your designer is cool, right?
Yeah.
Like the designs he does is super cool. And I haven't seen a HIMARS patch yet. So I do think everyone should buy a HIMARS patch.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get it shared more on Twitter as well.
Yes, please.
We have a newsletter of Sniffing Brigade followers, because there are a lot of people that collect these patches, right? So I think that one's a pretty cool and different one to have in the collection.
Yeah, we can actually do it like this. We can take, for example, for this fundraiser, it's going to be a HIMARS patch. And for the next one, we can switch it to the Abrams patch, and it's going to be a motivation for the people to donate more, right? Because it's going to be another patch to get if they want to get it. I guess we can just go step by step. And this is going to be a HIMARS campaign. Next one is going to be a, let's make it an Abrams campaign, because I like that one too. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Exactly, mate. Just to answer a couple of the questions that have just gone in here in the chat as I see it.
Thank you.
Ken asked about the cost of a diesel F250. Now, I know this because we bought one, and it's expensive and rare. So we got a V8 diesel F250 in the last convoy. I think it was about 24,000 euros or something crazy like that. So like Ford? A lot more. Yeah, Ford F250. So big American truck.
Yeah, got it.
It's got a V8 engine, so it was expensive to fuel. and it's going to be used as a CASI vac vehicle. So that means casualty evacuation, for if anyone's wondering. And the reason why we bought that was because you can, because of the width. Like if we convert like a Hilux or a Mitsubishi L200, you'll only be able to get one stretcher in the back with the medics and the equipment. But the F250 is wide enough to have it dual loaded, and in fact, it's high enough to put 4 people in it if you really wanted to make it double height. So for a frontline evac, it's cool, but they're quite rare and they're quite expensive. So it's not the standard truck we buy. In my opinion, and our mechanic's opinion, and in general, the Toyota Hilux is still the best one to buy. And Mitsubishi L200s are quite popular in Ukraine, and there's a lot of parts available as well.
You're right. And I also didn't know that night vision is Ukrainian made. And I wonder if it's not a secret, how expensive is it?
I would answer the question if I knew the answer.
Got it.
But I don't buy it, so I genuinely don't know. I can tell you what it looks like because I've seen it and demoed it and tried it, and tell you how it works. It has so we don't permanently install it in the truck. It has like a magnetic, like a really strong magnetic base, so the troops can mount it on the roof or on the front. And then they run the cable into the car. It then has a screen that either the passenger can hold, or they can mount it on the dash or wherever they want. And it's full HD, so it's actually really good resolution and quality. But I don't know the exact price.
No problem. It's actually probably should not be disclosed. I just wondered if you knew and if it was not a secret. If you don't know, no problem.
Oh, no, it's not a secret, mate. No, more than happy. I don't buy it, so I've genuinely got no idea.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Alex, you were looking for the questions. I actually need to look there too, but I usually prefer to stay focused on our conversation to make the best of it. With guests, I mean, and I'm happy to have you here today, Alex. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you.
Well, yeah, nice to see you again, Rick, and thank you, and likewise. I've got to leave next week, but I'll be back again in a couple of weeks' time. Obviously, in September with Andrew, and we'll have Good Morning Kyiv Series 2 again, and I'm sure we'll see you on that show for the breakfast.
Yeah, we'll gladly visit.
As well as hanging out in general. So yeah, I'll definitely be around, buddy.
Awesome.
I'm in the cat's arrived.
Got it.
I'm actually in my friend's flat, like I was saying, and you can like Kyiv's got good air defense, right? But like where I am right now has been hit like multiple times. So it's not there's like some bits that are all right in Kyiv, and then my friend came around earlier on that actually works in air defense, and he was like, "All right, you live here. This is quite a high risk place, Alex." And I was like, "I know, my friend." And because literally the block there has been hit and is shut.
Shit.
And the one across the road is blown up.
Fuck.
I live in the worst part possible.
What district is it?
It's not a good one, mate. It's not a good one.
I mean,
apparently,
I can imagine.
He was like, Alex, you need to. I'm going to call you if there's a problem and you need to go to a shelter. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm sure they've blown up most of this district anyway, so I'll be fine.
Oh, damn it. And I like to also laugh together with you because I think we touched two serious topics today, too many serious topics today, and we had no chance to laugh enough, I guess.
Oh yeah, man, you've got to try and laugh at times, right? You know, it has to be done. I think you know, like, uh, and you know, even I've, I think, some of the, even I've heard like some of the most horrific stories being told by Ukrainian soldiers of
Yeah,
battles that they've been in and what's happened. But the way they have delivered them is being with such dark humor, or such, like, that Ukrainian
yeah.
humor where it's just unbelievable. Like that you are literally hearing the most horrendous story ever and laughing. And it's so confusing, mate. Like we had one last week with this guy, and it's some really bad things happen, right? And people got injured, and some people died, but he he just sort of laughed, like in this sort of hardcore Ukrainian way. He'd been injured by a mine as well, but he just, when he was said, like, "Are you going to go back and fight again?" The guy was like, "Of course, like, of course I am." It's just like they're just so brave, Rick. And if they can do that job and do it with humor, yeah, someone said their gallows humor, then you have to 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 try and enjoy yourself as well, even in the darkest of times.
Yeah.
And I think the Ukrainian people have a great sense of humor, and it's important that that isn't lost in these tough times.
Yeah, Alex, you're definitely right. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the great sense of humor guys. I'm too much serious usually, but but I have a sense of humor, and I love yours, Alex. Yours is awesome. um,
Thanks, man. But I think you do. You do. I think there's a natural, cool personality and temperament to Ukrainians that has been admired by people around the world. Yeah. So, you know, it's all good, Rick. It's all
Interesting.
good.
Interesting. Also, you said that Ukrainian humor. So there's a new like, nah, shit. The word, damn it, Alex. When I'm getting tired, I start to forget
Yeah.
those English words. What the special type of the dark humor, the Ukrainian humor? Yeah, you just mentioned that. You said that Ukrainian humor. I never heard about that one.
Yeah. I guess it's not entirely. It fits quite well with British. As I think someone's just said it. It's like a cheeky sense of humour, right? And I
Yeah,
think you can see it. I think Zelensky does it quite well, like, probably because he was a comedian, maybe as well. But I think
yeah,
you can see it with, like, I'll give you an example. It's like the defense minister going to a NATO meeting months and months ago, and then he's walking along afterwards, and he stops for the camera and pulls up his trousers, and he's got his F-16 socks on or
yes,
something like that, just to, like, give them a little bit of a, and then sort of laughs and gives it the thumbs up. I mean,
yes,
you just never get that from a traditional Western government defense minister, right? It's all very serious and da 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 da. Not
yes,
like pull up his trousers and go, give me your fucking planes. Like
yeah,
it's they're redefining sort of being normal people doing a really serious job in a very serious time.
yeah.
And I think it's a really great way to be, even when you're in a position of power.
Yeah, it's the best way. The way Zelensky is always, straightforward and pretty openly saying everything. It's the best way. It's I guess the most like effective way. When you're not going around Oh no, rounds and circles. You say that way, right? When you say
Yeah.
everything as it is, when you call things by their names, and yeah, his sense of humor. We're so fucking lucky to have a comedian there on those press conference when when journalists are asking him some uncomfortable questions. For example, have you heard the one from the last week where he said? Uh, uh, yeah, he was asked, "Is Ukraine ready to give up the territories for becoming a NATO member?" And Zelensky answered, "Yeah, we can give up the Belgorod region easily." Oh my god, I couldn't imagine such a thing. But being a comedian, of course, he is perfect in it, and yeah, this was amazing. Um, I
It
just,
is.
yeah,
It,
we're so lucky to have him as a president at the moment during this
yeah, I
war.
think he just just drips genuineness, like you said, right? You know, he looks
Yeah.
genuinely horrified and pained every time he goes to the front line or has to give out a Hero of Ukraine medal or award it to someone, you know, who has died, and giving it to their family. Like, yeah, it's just absolute. You know, he has become this epic 21st century Winston Churchill mega
Yeah.
wartime leader that, like, you know, everyone in Britain that I know, like, loves the man. Like, literally, you know,
Yes.
they would like leave their husbands immediately and marry him. You know, like they would, and you know, I've like not heard anyone criticize him. They like the word, I think the single word that I've heard most is like inspiring. And I think that's a pretty cool leader to have in the country. And you know, to go back to, you know, that whole conversation that we had about like mental health and the mental health
Yeah.
impact. I mean, what he is carrying on his shoulders and how he carries on doing that and conducting that, like, the man is, you know, a beast in that sense. Is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'm sure once this war is won and over, he's going to need a rest.
Oh yeah. And
Like, for a long time,
he's gonna need a therapy at least, I'm sure.
mate.
The weight
Like,
he
it's just
carries. Yeah.
totally like the decisions that you have to make, and the consequences of them is just like unbelievable, right? Yeah, absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that he never wanted to be in this position and never in a million years thought he would be, right? You
Yeah.
know, I don't. I think he's probably regrets having ever made that show,
Yes.
like, right, and ending up in this bloody position. Like, you
Yeah.
know, it's like
He
totally,
definitely, he
you
definitely
know.
regrets. He will never to say that, definitely. But he is appeared to be the man for the job, and yeah, of course, he makes mistakes, and I must say that he's not perfect. And we Ukrainians have some, like, how do you call this? When you have some, hmm, just a second. I need to translate this word. Okay.
No trousers today, Richie. In answer to your question, no, I've actually made the sensible choice and worn shorts all day. Thank you for checking in.
Yeah, you told me that you today is plus 32 by Celsius. Uh,
Man.
and tomorrow is going to be plus 35. Alex is not going to be wearing trousers tomorrow. Alex, don't make this mistake again, please.
No, I won't, man. I won't, Rick.
It's been crazy hot today. We had a cloudy weather in the evening. Oh, weather reports. Alex, what the fuck? What why am I telling this to
I know.
people?
I know. I've just been fired there. Like, you've stolen my thunder, and I
Yeah.
think thunder's probably the right word, right? Because to me, in the evening, it felt like there was going to be a thunderstorm, and there was like dark clouds, and it sort of needs a thunderstorm to clear the air, but it hasn't happened, which means that tomorrow is going to be like living in Dubai or
Yeah.
something like that, right? Because it's like humid and hot as well, isn't it? It's not like it's just relentless. Have you found out what that word is yet?
Yeah, claims. We have our claims to him. Is it? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, like I guess there's been like issues as well around certain things, and
Yeah.
I,
Well, he made some mistakes, but I guess
yeah,
in terms of leading us through this full scale war, he, if even he did made some mistakes, we probably wouldn't notice because mostly it's been done pretty well on his side.
yeah, I'd like anyone to have a go at fighting off the full scale invasion of the second biggest army in the world, and when they've given that a go, to report back and tell how they did in comparison, given what Ukraine had to defend itself. I think that's the reality, right? Like, it's really easy to criticize someone doing something that has never been done before.
Yeah.
Like, so basically the view is broadly irrelevant and is there to allow people to either maybe make money in the media or gives them something to talk about or moan about amongst their friends or on the internet. But in the meantime, we will actually crack on and help defend the country.
Yeah.
And support Zelensky.
Yes. You see more questions?
But yeah.
But
no, just a lot of people agreeing, mate, that everyone's pretty much universally in the chat saying they think he's doing a good job. Some people were disappointed that I managed to let you do the weather instead of me, and were like, "Alex, what have you done?" You know,
it was my
like that.
fault. Sorry, guys. Definitely, I totally forgot that Alex is the weatherman, and I needed to ask him first before I started talking about the weather. Shit.
I know, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We're all friends here.
Yes.
And wow, there's some people saying it's 40 degrees where they are at the moment. I assume
Damn.
that Timothy is actually in a pizza oven and not actually in his house.
Oh yeah, Timothy. By the way, hi. I still haven't seen
Oh,
you
do
in
we
the
know
chat.
Tim?
Yeah, Tim has been. Wow, he's been constantly donating $200 or $300 for the last since the very beginning. I started these fundraisers. He was constantly donating, so he's a very huge supporter of the armed forces of Ukraine. Timothy
Wow.
he's from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Timothy.
Wow. Well,
Sorry if I am, but yes,
thank you,
40.
Timothy. You're a good man. You're a good
Yes.
man. I think someone did point out here as well that I always do, because I will mention this. Ken saying about Macron and the French intelligence, you know, obviously warned Zelensky that this wasn't going to happen. And I was joking about this earlier in Musafir, in the Crimean restaurant, my favorite place, and how Macron was actually going to be the savior of the world in Europe, wasn't he? Where he stepped up to negotiate on all of our behalf to stop the war, and he did a brilliant job of doing that, because he's an idiot, and which is why most people in France spend most of their time setting fire to their own country. So apart from that, I do believe that the support of the US has obviously been huge, and the US intelligence agency did have incredibly detailed information on the invasion of Ukraine before it started. So there are still a lot of benefits to having spies that work on your side in the right places. I mean, what time do you go on to, Rick? I mean, you started this at when? 7:30? Is it like an all-night
7:30.
rave with Rick?
Yeah, usually we do it for 3 to 4 hours. I mean, stream lasts for 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, people
Wow, man.
are staying here with me for that long, and I guess they are not tired because they were probably leaving, right? Some of course leaving, and it's totally understandable because, for example, I am staying for streams maximum for 1 hour, and I'm really grateful to my community for staying for that long with me. But
Yeah.
the problem is, my wife is saying that my kitty is getting worse right now, and
Oh no.
yeah, she's now lying and not moving around. So we need to wrap up. Yeah, right now. Yeah. Well,
Oh well,
I
that's
still. Yeah, Alex.
that's not good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
not
somber
good.
moment, mate, to the conversation.
Yeah, it's kind of a very bad moment, I must say. Alex, I would need to go to the fundraisers to redirecting those money from my PayPal to the jars to close these two fundraisers. And if you want, you can stay with us and do this, or I can do it alone. It's going to take about 20 minutes, I guess, and then I'm going to ride and get Kitty to the clinic. What do you think?
Blimey. What do you do it live? Do you?
Yeah, I do it
You
live.
just
Stream
yeah, you carry on, mate. I'll just that's fine. I
stream
can
continues. You'll be here.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
all
can
good, mate.
comment. Well, oh yeah, it's actually gonna be a good help for me because you can communicate with chat while I'm gonna be doing the calculations and the money transferring, all that stuff. I usually sit and be quiet for 30 or 60 seconds, and you can fill that gap.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. It's gonna be a
I'll give
great
it a
help.
go, mate. I'm just going to move location. Hold on. I'm going
Okay.
to. Oh my god.
Okay, guys, you've heard that we need to wrap up. Let me check the PayPal. How much do we have? Have we reached the goal? I saw, first I need to mention the donations, all of them. Just give me a second. Oh, damn it. I'm worried about my kitty. But we need to help the armed forces of Ukraine first, and then I will run. So, Wilk sent $25. $20 were sent from Marian for drone and controller fund. Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava. Next, sorry, Cinnamon sent 101 euros saying for NAFO campaign. Yeah, Cinnamon, the problem with that, I guess, that you need to pay directly because you need to order the patch yourself. But maybe if I will provide you with a screenshot of the payment, is it, Alex, do you know how it works? How people are getting the patches?
Yeah, so basically, when they go on your page on the Help 99 website, they make the donation, and then there is a link there where they fill out the form to
Yeah.
give their details for the patch. I will Google it and try and. Do you want me to put it in the chat? Is that useful?
Yes, please. Would be
I can
useful.
put it. I can put it in your chat now whilst I'm
I just
doing it
think
now.
how
Hold
to
on.
be with it in this case. Should I send money back to Cinnamon and he does it himself, or can I like send them to the fund and then just give some information that he gives me, so like the address for the patches and all that stuff, maybe.
Right. So basically, you can do it, but you're going to need to put his name
Uh-huh.
and his email, and then he'll get a confirmation of the donation. And in that email will be the link to the form for the patch. So it does make you the administrator of it.
Okay.
And if it's easier to send him back the money, then maybe do that, and he can just do it direct.
Okay.
And someone can maybe I can put the link in the chat to your fundraiser now, or maybe one of the moderators can do it,
Yes,
because
please. Thank
I'm
you.
broadly incompetent. There you go. Someone with a great. It's been done.
It will probably not be listed because I think YouTube blocks all the links that are posted not by by moderators or by me. So yeah, it probably won't be there. Sorry. We'll ask moderators, right? And what? And Cinnamon, I'm not gonna be sending this right now. So we're gonna get in touch with you on Discord and decide how we're gonna do it. So minus these money, these money, yeah, these money, not this money, right? Alex, what is the right form? I actually don't have time for it, but I'm still asking. Is it these
What's
money
that?
or this money? I guess these money, right?
This money.
These money, yeah. Okay. Yeah, some English lessons too. We usually do here on my streams. Okay.
Your English is better than mine, Rick. I mean, that's, it should be the other way around.
Okay, so Stephen Barnes sent another $60.22. Kathleen R sent $40. Thank you very much. Antoinette Otteson sent $133.95. Contribution to close the fundraisers. Thank you very much, guys. So minus 101 euro. Let me check. Yeah, so we have $913.99 at the moment. So we haven't reached, it's a great result. We haven't reached the 1,000 yet. So guys, if you want to send extra $1 or $2 to reach the goal, when I'm going to be sending the shit, you know what I mean, the money to the jar, to the fundraiser jar, you can do it now. You have a couple of minutes. So
Do it now.
yeah, okay. I'm going to the payments. I usually comment on that. So at the moment, I'm transferring first part. It's going to be 500. I usually split it in two parts. I don't know why. It feels safe. So first 500, first transfer is $500, which is 18,284 hryvnias. I'm now sending it. Oh, Azov, nice one. Alex, I like your case. Yeah, it's a case. Okay, so what's
right, yeah.
the Azov case? Or are you saying it to me? Yeah. Alex.
Yeah. I
is-
realised what you were saying. Yeah, I got that sticker from them from the last week.
Awesome. So it's a new one.
Yeah.
So Alex, you will see how I'm doing it. I opened the page of the fundraiser. I put the sum of money there that I am donating. So it's now on my card, and I'm sending it from my card to the fundraiser jar. So it's 18,284. Then I'm pressing the monopay. Then I'm scanning the the QR code. Just a sec. And
also, whilst Rick's doing that, Monobank is amazing, right? Like,
yeah,
as a bank, the digital services it provides is epic. Be it from the restaurants where it has menus and then you pay at the table and you can split it between you, through to Rick. Have you done that with your mate, or your mates that have got it, where you just shake your phone and then
yes, constantly
you
doing
stand
it.
next to someone else with it, and you shake your phone and then it sends them the money. It's absolute madness.
It's absolutely Ukrainian madness in a good
Amazing.
way. Yeah, totally.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, and Monobank also provides us with these progress bars, and you guys see how it just updated instantly when I sent the money. So it's 105,518 hryvnias. So we have to put only, let me check, 107 minus 105, 518. It's gonna be, no, shit. Once again, you see I do all the calculations right here. Everything is pretty much transparent.
No, I like it. Yeah, it's very cool, mate. So it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Really good way of doing it.
Thank you. Okay, we have to put only 1,481 hryvnia there. Let's see if we had the last minute donations to reach the goal of 1,000. Drum roll. Yes, we have something. 25 more from Tune Ottesen for Helena. Okay, so it's not going to the jar, but we're gonna get it to Helena, definitely. And 40 more dollars from Cinnamon. Thank you very much for the jar, says Cinnamon. So at the moment, we have how much? We need only let me check, $21.01. Yeah, we'll need $21.01 to reach the goal. Okay. Then I'm doing another transfer for now. So it's gonna be $478.99. Transferring it to my card. Then I'm gonna close the fundraiser. By the way, some of you guys have closed the fundraiser for controller through the Monobank link, and I'm really grateful for that. So we don't need to put money there because you've closed it yourself.
Someone's saying they spent $125 in coffees to you, Rick.
Ooh,
that sounds.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned coffees also today. This is very generous.
Oh.
Okay, just a second.
And Timothy's just said he's going to send you that 25 right now. So I guess if you had 25 left, it's now not left and it's now complete, if that makes sense.
Yeah, let me check. Right? Yeah, someone sent 50. It's from RF from USA. Thank you very much. $21.01. Exactly what we needed. And Aussie T sent another $30. And also Donald Parker sent $50. Oh my god, guys. Now we've exceeded the sum that we needed. Wow. Is it the like poetry? We exceeded the sum that we needed, or just a dumb rap in this case? What do you think, Alex?
I mean, I don't know.
I shouldn't ask.
Everyone's got overexcited on the donations.
Yeah. Okay, just a second. Just wanted to read that comment. I also missed a lot of comments today here with donations. I am sorry. Oh my god. So I transferred the money. So it's in hryvnias. It is 17,516 hryvnias. We need to minus the... Oh no, we don't need to minus. We need to donate the rest of the sum to close the fundraiser right away. For the thermal scope, it's going to be 107,000 then. Exactly the sum of money that El Greco, my friend, needed. Okay, just a second. What am I doing? I'm not doing the right thing. I need to go here and put the sum, which is 1,481.12 Ukrainian cents. We call them kopykas. Do you know that, Alex?
I don't. What's that mean?
Kopyka is...
What does it mean?
Is cent. Ukrainian cent is called kopyka. Kopyka. Shit, it's not being
I've
scanned.
learned something.
What?
I've got a lot of Ukrainian to learn, Rick. I think it's going to take some time.
Definitely. Okay, to close the fundraiser, I'm putting the comment for El Greco. To close the fundraiser, stay safe, my friend. Okay. And I'll add, we love you, El Greco, because our community loves El Greco. We love you, El Greco. By the way, guys, I've noticed all those gifted memberships during the talk with Alex, I was focused on that, but thank you very much. There was 20, then 10, then 5, then 5 again, then 20 again, and so on. There were so many of them. I'm really grateful to everyone who was doing that. Thank you. It helps a lot. So, guys, you see, both fundraisers closed. You are just amazing, and we have left how much? How much is it left? Because we have another fundraiser for El Greco. Now we need to raise for the car. So I guess we need to split it between Halina, my friend, the volunteer who makes those med kits for the front line. I also received 25 from Timothy. Timothy, thank you very much. And I guess another 30 from Anne Hill, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, thank you. You are very generous. So we have even more for for the next fundraiser. Okay, yeah, at the moment we have another $156.01. Great job, guys.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
It sounds like everyone's been incredibly generous, and it will help save Ukrainian lives, right?
yeah,
It's a very black and white way to directly be involved in saving people.
yeah, and I'm blessed to have such a community. The guys are doing it on every stream. We have this goal, and they're always very generous to reach that goal. And damn it, you guys are the best. Thank you very much for all that you're doing here. Okay, so I need to count how much we need to we have left from this tranche, or yes, I should do it. 16 minus 1,481. So it's 16,035 hryvnias left. Great. We need to add another 156 that I was mentioning that you guys have sent to reach the goal. Thank you. I'm gonna send it to my card now. 156 and 1 cent. Yes, that's it. And I'm gonna add them to the 16,035 hryvnias we have to get the whole sum, and we will decide how much we will split between El Greco's next fundraiser for the car and my friend Halina, who makes the medkits for the armed forces of Ukraine. And that's not the only thing she's doing. She's been also raising for many different things like drones, and she's constantly providing soldiers with uniform, with boots, with there are many things there that are needed, like thermal scopes too, and sometimes the thing that is called busol in Ukrainian. You know that one that is like a scope for the mortar. It is called busol, maybe busol or something like that.
Yeah. What? So, do you mean a like a sighting scope on a mount, or like a single-eyed one like this?
Yeah, like this. This one.
Like I'm doing now.
Yes, that connects to the mortar cannon, which is needed to connect the map to the actual place, like something like that.
Got
But
you.
yeah, she does that too. Okay, so I need to count. I need to add.
I had to. I bought a. I did get a get like a thermal scope monocular, like which is a single-eyed thing
Uh-huh.
like this, which helps drone pilots land the drones at nighttime.
Yeah, got it. But this one is for the mortar cannon. It's not thermal at all. Yeah, okay. We need to. I need to speed up. Sorry, not we, because I'm the one who's making it slower. And my kitty is waiting there, and we should not keep her waiting. So we have $21,740, not dollars. Oh my God, hryvnias. And I propose to Okay, guys, what do you think? What percentage should we, or how many should we send to Helena and to fundraiser? Alex, you have something to say about this too?
Wow, I mean, no, let's let the people decide, mate. I'm obviously, I'm not the one to decide that. They've donated the money, mate.
Uh-huh.
It's,
Okay, the only thing I need.
what's that? 527 euros when I convert that. What does is that all from people in this stream tonight? They've like
Yes,
given that money and put it into that pot,
yes.
right?
So they decide.
Well, okay.
Let's
There's
read
some
the
like
chat.
mass membership gifting going on at the moment.
Oh yeah,
Let's
thank you so much for
build the
that too,
pot up.
guys. Okay, I'm gonna decide fast then. Then it's gonna be
Go
uh,
on.
8.
Half and half, someone said.
Half and half is a good idea. Yeah,
That's fair.
let's do that. It's gonna be fair. Because yeah, it's still gonna be a great support to my friend El Greco for his new fundraiser. Let me just add that fundraiser real quick so you will see that too. Okay. Shit. Where is it? It's here on Telegram, but not on this one. Okay. Just a second. If you have something to say meanwhile when I'm looking for it, Alex, please do this.
Yeah, that's fine. I think thank you to Yar. I think he said it's called bore sights for the mortar,
No, both
which
sides.
sounds like he's giving me some more detail on what that means. Debs is telling you to go to your cat. She's concerned, which is very kind. And Lauren, yeah, like we do sometimes have trucks from the UK. We've got a guy there that helps a bit. Sometimes we have drivers. It's a bit more complicated simply because we run a convoy every month. We buy trucks quite rapidly, depending on how a fundraiser's gone. Our mechanical facility is in Tallinn in Estonia, but more importantly, if I buy a truck in Sweden and in that region, I can transfer the ownership very quickly. Whereas you'll know in the UK, if I buy your car off you tomorrow, you have to send that a V5 off to the DVLA, and it could take weeks to come back, and that delays the whole process for us. So we don't always buy trucks from the UK because it can slow the process down, and it's quite a long way away as well to drive from the UK to Ukraine. It requires an overnight stop, and when we drive the convoys, we don't stop. We have 9 fuel stops, and we drive non-stop. So it's pretty hardcore. Takes about 29 hours. I've done it slightly quicker. Done it on no sleep, so it's not for the faint-hearted.
Oh yeah, and I guess it's not good for your health, for your body.
No. You've got to. It can take. Yeah, I mean, you have to fuel your body right to be able to handle it, and also it is driving at speeds at times as well, and also maintaining convoy driving, which is a certain type of driving. So you try and keep spacing together and stuff like that. You know, at the end of the day, it is a load of military vehicles driving into a war zone. It's not a holiday.
Yeah, man. While you were saying this, I just donated, and you guys and added the progress bar, the new one, car for El Greco, and we just filled it with 4%. We need 250,000 hryvnias for this truck, and you guys just filled in first 4%. It's amazing. You're doing a great job. And you, Alex, also doing a great job. Thank you for helping me. Also helping me with the stream today. Thank you for the great conversation. The other half, 10,870 hryvnias, will be sent to Halina after the stream. I gotta run, guys. I will, as always, I will report on in the community tab, and will put all the screenshots like for Halina's donation too. So, Alex, I gotta run. I wanted to thank you for a great conversation and a great company. Always happy to talk to you. What?
Thank you for having me, Rick. It's been a pleasure talking to you and learning about your life and interacting with your viewers.
Yeah,
Good people.
amazing people, amazing community. You guys, I will mention all the buy me a coffees on the next stream. I promise you. I just don't have time for that. I need to run and I need to get the kitty to the clinic. And you stay safe. You are amazing, and your contribution to support of the armed forces of Ukraine is just huge. And thank you also for all the great gifted memberships. Okay, guys, this was the day 550. We had Alex Kenish with us today. Alex, you're always welcome here, and we'll see you next time. And I see you all next Sunday. Alex, last words.
Thank you again for having me. Best of luck to the cat, mate. I hope everything turns out all right.
Yes.
See everyone soon. Get ready for Good Morning Kyiv and get yourself a HIMARS patch.
Okay.
Slava Ukraini.
Thank you very much. Героям слава.